I'd like to bring the September 19th school board meeting to order. You can stand and salute the flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry we're running a little bit late tonight, guys. Can we get a roll call for attendance?
Mr. Poliafico?
Here.
Mr. Adamson?
Here.
Mr. Parolo?
Here.
Mr. Chicoletti?
Here.
Ms. Paglione? Mr. Rusin?
Here.
Mr. Cullen? Mr. D'Angelo?
Here.
And Mr. DeMarcus.
Here. Thank you. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda with one addendum, which would be under item 7, personnel. We've added item J.
A second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Carries. Dr. Minetti?
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to discuss a little bit about our social media presence, and I'm doing some work with Heather Catroci and working with the building principal and the 2 vice principals, trying to really increase our social media presence and get the website, some things on there kind of updated and moved around a little bit. So I know that Kelly Rosario put out a one call the other day about the elementary back to school night for the parents, and it was our best attended back to school night. So I think there's something to be said for having that reminder. Parents are busy, they have a lot going on, so kind of getting that phone call right before and to help, keep moving things along for parents, and to look at actually taking over one of our Facebook pages, the one that is for the high school, and kind of making that our main Facebook page, and kind of rolling in some of the other things underneath, so that way parents and community members have one place to kind of go and look, instead of having several different sites that are really not connected to one another. So those are kind of the things I'm going to be working on, adding a Twitter site, and working with Paul and adding some extra things to the website, things that we can put in there. So I just want to let you know that that's something that I'm going to be working on for the next couple months, and I'll keep you updated as we move along. Chromebooks, the Chromebooks are all out. I'm seeing them all over in the elementary schools when I go into and walk around through the classrooms. Teachers are using them for different activities. The high school kids are carrying them around. They're using them in their classes and such. So things are going very well. They're putting a system in place if there's a problem with it, who it goes to, and then it comes over, and Paul will take a look at it and move back and forth. So things have been moving very well. Kids are in a very good system to kind of pick them up and drop them back off at the end of the day. That's going very smoothly. So just want to let you know that they are being utilized in the classrooms, and teachers are really putting forth a great effort to make that part of our curriculum. We want to thank them for that, and congratulate the kids on doing such a good job, keeping those things steady and moving them from one place to another and getting them back where they need to be at the end of the day. I had a wonderful lunch today that I wanted to tell you about. I met with the student council officers and the senior class officers today, and we all had lunch together, and they're just wonderful. So I wanted to give them a little recognition. It's Nick Esposito is the president, Gianni Quattrochi is the vice president, Paige Feeney is the secretary, Jake Frey is the treasurer of student council, and then the senior class officers, some of them were the same. Alicia Davila is president, Nick Esposito is vice president, Morgan Hamilton is secretary, and Jake Frey is also the treasurer. So you better watch Jake, because he's in charge. He's got 2 treasurer positions, so he's going to be good with the books. They were wonderful. I met with them today and just talked about some things, their goals and what they want to do in school, and their future plans, and kind of the things that they have on tap for our school. And I'm going to make this a practice to meet with them once a month and kind of have some pizza and talk about things a little bit, get to know the kids, and see what their opinions are of things, because they're a stakeholder in this too. It's important to know what's going on in the schools and to kind of meet with them. There's also another student I'd like to recognize today, Rachel Bojorquez, completed a paid 8-week Project Seed Fellowship at Solvay in Bristol last summer. Rachel is a senior this year, It's a nationwide program that only has 400 students per year. And it is sponsored by the American Chemical Society, and Rachel was the only student in Eastern Pennsylvania to be chosen for that honor. So we wanted to congratulate her, and I wanted to mention her at the board meeting.
Yeah.
So congratulations to her. She had a paper that she wrote with an internal person to be published, and some work that she did on that. So, congratulations to her. And I'd like to thank Dr. Smith for passing that along to me and letting me know, so I can let all of you know the great news that we have going on here. Homecoming will be October 11th this year. So that's before our next board meeting, so I just want to make sure you put that on your calendar. That's the pep rally, and the game is on October 11th. And something that I just wanted to put on your radar that the IU is looking at, and you may hear some information about, is delayed start times for schools. Some schools are moving to delayed start times for the high school. And what that means is that they're moving the start time for the high school back to a later time, because there's a lot of brain research that says high school kids, that age student, functions better at a later time during the day. And if you've had kids, you know that to be true, that they're not quite awake at 6:30 in the morning. For a school district like ours, the start time is 7:45, and it's a walking district. So kids are really, where I lived in the Poconos, we had kids getting on the bus at 6:20 in the morning and then traveling for an hour. And that really is a problem for kids. By the time they even get there, they've been traveling and moving around for over an hour before they even start, and then they start at 7:20. So I don't see it as big of an issue here because it is such a late start time. They're looking at like an 8 o'clock start time as the start, and we're at 7:45, 7:50, the kids have to be in there. So it's not really off by that much, but it is something we will take a look at and continue to gather research on. There is a session on this at the IU in Bucks County on Monday, September 23rd. And I know Mr. D'Angelo will be attending that conference. So, just something I don't want to put on your radar, that it is, you might hear some things about it, and just know that we are looking into it just to see if it would be a good fit for here, or if we're just fine the way we are with the time slot that we have available. Okay, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Okay, public participation. Anybody want to get up and speak?
We got a beautiful big red thing here, school board meeting, January 19th, 2019. February. So maybe 2020, if I see the keys, I'm old, maybe I can make that. There's a lot of things on Channel 28 I know you need, and I think there's a lot of things that should be dropped. Thank you. I graduated from Bristol 71 years ago.
Well, I think that's, Rose, I think that's, you just mentioned that's kind of one of the things that you're doing, and I would totally agree. And we're going to try to make a lot of use of that television, not just having screens being scrolled back and forth. It can be used for information, but, we're even talking about hoping to put some sporting events on there for people that can't attend, some back-to-school nights, some class plays and stuff. So we hear you, and promise we're going to get to that.
Anyone else?
Good, Cody.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Andy Bidley-Meyer. I'm here representing Clock Tower CPR. This is Liz Maradella. She's also a member and a CPR trainer. We are a nonprofit. We came into being last year after a friend passed away at a local establishment with no one there to do CPR, with no one to do anything. So a group of young ladies, nurses, most of them. We now have 10 American Heart trained instructors, and one of our goals that we put down last year was to train the graduating class of 2020. So I figured we needed to talk to the school board to be able to somehow get that set up into part of curriculum for those students. And then PA Act 7, was passed this year by Governor Wolf, that there was funding to be able to do that. So we'd like to be able to sit down and go through a program or set up a program that we could start training the students at Bristol High School, maybe be the first graduating class in the state of Pennsylvania for be CPR and AED trained. We'd like to see that happen. That's pretty much it. We gave you a little brochure, and if you any information, contact Kristen Weinkauf. She's the executive director, and she's a nurse. So we just wanted to provide some information and hopefully get a dialogue going to be able to get this started.
Thank you.
Andy, how long of a course is it?
2 hours,
2 hours? I mean,
and that's just
For the quantity of students that it would take a longer period of time, because everyone does have to do individual skills. So the objective would be to do like a mass assembly, like a class assembly, where we could go through the video presentation, the PowerPoint presentation, and then either schedule times with instructors to come in during a PE class or during an EC time after school, or, work with the board to find a schedule that would work to do small group instruction. And we would have several instructors working with the smaller groups to actually do the hands-on portions. We also have first aid available, so there's many different avenues. But as we all know, unfortunately, CPR has become something prevalent in society that everyone really does need to be certified in.
I think it's a great idea.
a lot of us are getting older, John. We need someone
Oh,
to
yeah,
help
oh,
us
yeah.
out.
Hey, some of us are.
And unfortunately, as we all know, age really isn't even a big factor today with everything else that's going on in
Are
society.
you guys ready to go right now?
We are ready
Like
to
if
go.
we say, okay, we can do it in a month, you're ready to go?
We have 10 certified instructors presently. We started classes. We're offering it to a lot of the businesses in town. We're just trying to get it started, and
Okay.
it's going to do nothing but help the citizens of Bristol.
No, that's
The
a great
only-
idea, that
The
these
only
kids come
issue
out of
we
there.
have currently would be the number of students we could do in the hands-on portion because of the
Right.
materials.
So if we started early enough, we can get them all done.
Yeah, and then
Exactly.
it might be a perfect thing for gym class during the winter. They can't go outside. Maybe it's something you can set up that way. We can set instructors up and have them come in and do that.
Yeah, no, it's perfect, because,
And
anybody
there's a
that
couple
knows-
different options. Think about it. Give Kristen a call. We'll come back and give a presentation and see what we can do.
Thank you.
Hey, I have a question
Thank
for you.
you.
Okay, Tom, you had a
No, I'm fine.
Well, two things. I know, Dr. Minetti, you can help make that happen. Number one, don't you also, when you have the teachers in for sometimes, don't they often sometimes have to give them
We-
CPR training?
We just had CPR training.
Okay.
During the
Okay.
in-service.
So my question to you is that, I know every school's required to have the AEDs in there, but I don't know how many, if something happened and I was in that, I wouldn't know what to do, and I'm sure that, they're there, and that's
Training,
even a bigger
it's-
crime.
The AED steps you right through it.
Yes.
I mean, and it tells you exactly what to do, when to do it, and it takes you completely through the program.
Okay.
So it very well set up. I had to go back and get my recertification. I wasn't. So it's something that, we're looking to try and do.
I joined the teachers and got recertified this year as
Okay.
well. So we have quite a few teachers who are certified. There were many who were actually in that training.
Well,
But the students, I'm not sure if there is something set up for the students or not yet, but we'll definitely, take this into
Be
consideration.
proactive. Let's be the first school district in the state to have our graduating class certified. It's perfect. And I don't know what your costs are to have your teachers trained, but if you talk to Kristen, our numbers are significantly lower than the people that are doing this to get paid for it. It's all volunteer.
Every instructor is volunteer, so there's no overhead for us other than the materials.
And paid for their own classes. So it's something, we really want to do.
And also for your own knowledge, if you do go out there and a situation occurs somewhere and you need to grab the AED, when you open it up, it has pictures on there, and it literally will talk to you and tell you place pads, push button, start compression. So the AEDs actually talk you through it.
Yeah, you can
If you're
step,
out someplace public, grab
you
it
can
off the
step
wall,
through it
go
right
to
now.
work.
well, like he said, let's look into that, because during the winter months, you're not outside.
Yeah,
Andy's
I
a think it's a graduate
great
of Bristol,
idea.
he knows the way it goes. In the winter months, you're in the gymnasium, you get little cabin fever, so maybe that would be a good time that, we would have that class is there. How long does the class run, Andy?
Depending on what you're looking to do with it, and there's different options. So,
The video presentation itself is approximately an hour and a half.
Okay,
Then, as I said, the small group, you actually have to go through the infant, the adult, and the pediatric compression time, which will take probably about another 40 minutes or so.
You could do the video in like an assembly, and then do the classes and do the hands-on.
Could also that be a requirement of their volunteer?
It's like
Dr.
service
Monet,
learning.
could that be like they have to do so many hours volunteer?
They do.
They do. So if that class was set up after school and it was a 3-hour class, would that be considered something that they could get their volunteer credit for?
Sure they could.
So there's another option. They all have to do
And that-
volunteer time.
And that's what we did. We gave you a couple options to think about and see how you can get it into the program, and we're more than willing to help out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
for
very
your
much.
time.
Thank you.
John, would that be something that they would need a parental certificate that,
Yeah, I was just thinking along that same line.
yeah, I think it probably would be.
Yeah, I would probably follow what Dave Chicoletti said and maybe make it a program that is for volunteer hours, and then, the school district could send out a notice to parents and also sign a waiver so that there's no issues. This is just for the school district's protection, not as relates to, yeah. Right, it just, it'll do a waiver that says they waive everything, if they want their child to go through the program, it's a voluntary program, they're gonna get the benefit of the hours that they need to have, and this is what the school district's providing. So it almost as an opt-out. If you're not in favor of that, please advise us. So therefore, you don't have to have how many signatures come in. It's either,
Passive form.
you're right, you don't let us know, we're good.
All right, thank you. Routine monthly business.
Okay, let me get you started here. Item 5, item A, approve the minutes of August 15th, 2019. Item B, approve the list of bills for September 2019. And item C, approve the treasurer's report for August of 2019. That's my motion.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Chicoletti. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Okay, under new business. Item A, approve permission for board members to attend the PSBA conference in Hershey, PA, October 16th through 18th, 2019.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chicoletti. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
I just had one question on that. Rose, is that something that you're going to be attending?
I won't be attending that because
Okay.
I have 2 other things that I'm going
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
attending.
and it's really like a leadership conference.
It
There are
is.
some
I went
other things.
last year,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I figured this year I have a superintendent's
Forum,
thing,
yeah.
forum that I'm going to be going to.
And John, I know that they have sometimes they have the legal, like you have to you get certain number of credits. But I went one year with Mr. Mania, it's really a good thing. You hear all the legal cases from almost every school district in the state. So when that comes up, we'll let you know. Okay, item B, approve the attached list of district salaries for the 2019-2020 fiscal year as required by Pennsylvania Department of Education.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chicoletti. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Okay, under personnel. Item 7A, appoint the following contractor as the Title I coordinator, salary $28,000 per year, no benefits, effective for the 2019-2020 school year, and that name would be Mary Jeswaldi.
May I have a second? Mr. Chicoletti? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Carries.
Item B, approve the appointment of the following day-to-day substitutes, $90 per day, no benefits, as per the master agreement, effective 2019-2020 school year. Scott Barnes, Pat Harkness, Elizabeth Lane, Doreen McVan, Julie Sell.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chicoletti. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Item C, approve the resignation of Wendy Wagner, cafeteria staff, effective September 19th, 2019.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Mr. Chicoletti. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Item D, approve the appointment of the following cafeteria staff, non-certified, at $10.17 per hour, no benefits, as per negotiated agreement, effective in the 2019-2020 school year. That name would be Samantha Moser.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chicoletti. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Item E, approve the appointment of the following as a full-time custodian, $16.94 per hour with benefits, as per the negotiated agreement, effective immediately, Maria Sell.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chicoletti. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Item F, approve the resignation of Maria Montalvo as a district aide effective September 20th, 2019.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chicoletti. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Carries.
Item G, approve the appointment of the following district aides, $13.72 per hour, no benefits as per negotiated agreement, effective immediately, pending clearances. Jezebel Roman, Alicia Valentin.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chicoletti. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Item H, approve the resignation of Diane Forrest, Accounts Payable, Accounts Receivable Coordinator, due to retirement, effective September 17, 2019. Diane has been with the school district for 37 years.
Need a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Chicoletti. Any questions? Comments?
Yeah, Diane was a loyal employee, and she's been here. This is one of the highest years that I've ever had to, say, goodbye to. But she's been a loyal employee, and you can see sometimes we have a lot of employees that are dedicated, that stick around for a long time like that. But, retirement comes upon all of us sooner or later. So we wish her well
Yeah.
and a healthy retirement.
Yeah, I just want to say too that, she's done a lot of things over her career, and I know, Chris and Jen have been working with her, but anytime you would go there, she was very dedicated to our district, always with a smile on her face, always willing to do whatever she ever anybody asked, went above and beyond the call of duty. So I can just say, speak for the rest of us, that we wish her nothing but the best, and we hope that she enjoys a happy, healthy retirement. So thank you.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Item I, approve the appointment of the following as a substitute office assistant at the rate of $18.62 per hour, no benefits, for the 2019-2020 school year. The name is Ann Patino.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chicoletti. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
And this would be the item that was added for the addendum, item J, and that would be to approve the administrative salary increases for the 2019-2020 school year.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Chicoletti. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Mayor Agnes, anything?
Good evening, all. I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank the district, and specifically Kelly Rosado, for her generosity in welcoming our Bucks IU staff over the summer months, and specifically August, to utilize the building for some of our professional development. We had some large group trainings, Stop the Bleed trainings, crisis prevention, intervention, and we're looking to meet the needs of our staff in one large group. And so the LGI was available to us, the cafeteria, the library, so we're very grateful for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Want to go around the horn? Mr. Polyafco, anything?
I was just, I didn't get a chance to discuss it or bring it up in the back room, and if I step out of line here, which I don't mean to, I was just curious about, some people asked me about, there were some concerns about the nurses in the district. Nothing major, but I tried to explain, and I may have, I think I had it right. We have one full-time, am I correct?
Two.
We have one part-time,
Two full-time.
two full-time,
Two full-time.
one part-time.
No, two
No.
full-time. One at the high school, one at the elementary. The one at the high school commutes between St. Mark's and the high school.
Okay. And we pay the salaries,
Yes,
we get nothing from St. Mark's?
correct.
Okay. A couple of parents, had small issues, nothing major, and just asked if we had, I thought we had 1.5, 2.5. We only have the two full-timers now, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Thanks. That's it.
Okay. Mr. Adamson?
I have nothing this evening, thank you.
Mr. Ferrolo?
I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Chicoletti? Nothing. Mr. D'Angelo?
I just have two things. I wanted to recognize, up at the Bucks IU, they have the countywide art show where they get, every district sends some of their best artworks up to that is on display at the IU. And Bristol had really nice, one of the nicest ones. I may be biased, but Natalie Walp, she's a fourth grader here at Bristol Borough. And I posted the picture on the Bristol Communications website so you can see it. I apologize, there was kind of some glare, and so if you, I'm going to try to, when I get up there again, really get a better picture and get it posted. But it was a very impressive work. It was called Sunrise on the Beach. So if you get a chance to go to our Facebook page, it's out there. And I'm sure in the future we'll be able to put some of the stuff in other places. So people that don't have Facebook, if they have Instagram, or we can even post it on our TV channel. That's one of the things, Mr. Wallach, that we'd like to be able to do. And because, nobody really has, everybody doesn't have the same thing, so everybody has different ways of getting their information. But I think Rose has got a good plan to cover all our bases. So that's number one. Number two is, starting on Monday, the Bucks County IU again has something called the Bucks County Mobile Fab Lab. And what that is kind of like a van, a little bit bigger than a van, and it goes from school to school, and it's really for STEM type things, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And it's really a nice thing that will come, and it will be coming to our school soon. On Monday, it's going to be at the Saylor Elementary School in Percy, but just Tuesday night, we received, the IU received a $15,000 grant from PICO to just equip it with all the best things. But one of the things I know that they use that's really, really neat, and you got to see it, is I don't know if you've ever seen a 3D printer. And these 3D printers now can basically make almost anything. If you told them to make this coffee cup, you plug in some things and you'll have a coffee cup. So it's really another good thing that I know will make good use, and we'll make sure to remind everyone when it comes down our way. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Ruzin?
I just got a question about what Ms. Polyafco said about the nurse. Why are we paying for her to go to St. Mark's? I'm not trying to deny anybody medical care or whatever, but when she's over there, she's denying our students.
I think it's a requirement that we cover the Catholic school.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a certain period of time during the day.
Because I was at the council meeting, and it was brought to my attention, and he was there too, about the soccer program that they have over St. Mark's, and they're denying our students the right to play soccer because they don't belong to this parish. But it seems like that's one thing about, like, the nurse going over there, we're supporting them, but they don't want to support our students. That's the only thing I have.
Hey, John, I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember hearing, and correct me if I'm off base, but that was kind of coming more from the archdiocese and not from the local school level. But I get what you're saying, but I think there was more of an archdiocese push down. I don't think it was a local St. Mark's School
Yeah,
issue.
you're right.
I don't
You're
think
you're
so.
right about that.
John,
if I'm
two years
remembering.
ago, we had and that's what Jeff said, was there was a full-time nurse and a part-time nurse. And because the class sizes got bigger and Father Mooney had said, hey, we need the services here, and we went to 2 full-timers. That was 2 years ago, correct?
Correct.
So we did upgrade what we had. So, yeah. Remember that?
Yeah, and you,
Yeah.
but who says that we have to do that? Does that come from the Archdiocese?
State law.
Or is it state?
Yeah, it's a
State of
law.
Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
State of Pennsylvania.
Really?
It's numeric, so it's, once you have more than 12, think about it, we had one nurse for over 1,200 students, and I think that was the magic number that I seem to remember, that once it goes above 1,200, you have to have 2. So we've been on the cusp for a couple years now.
Oh, no,
The
and I
number,
have
the
no
number's
issue with
1,500,
it.
John.
I mean, it's
So
15,
once
but
you
trying
see
to explain,
1501, you need a second nurse to cover it.
Still
Yeah.
1,500.
trying to explain to some taxpayers, we're paying and St. Mark's doesn't contribute, or, I was like, I think it's mandated by the state.
It's
I
almost the
was
same.
correct in that.
Same concept as busing, put it on the same perspective, that we're obligated to bus children if we bus our kids, and even though there's no compensation that comes back.
Yeah, but we're not obligated to bus
No,
to
no, I'm just
private
giving you
schools.
conceptually, that's
Yeah, yeah.
kind of the mindset that's there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're right. If you ever go at St. Mark's, every day, Neshaminy, Bristol Township, a bus
Oh, yeah.
comes and brings those, because they're required by law to do that.
So St. Anne's was still
We'd have to
open.
send the nurse.
You'd have to send a
When
nurse.
St. Anne's was open, we had to cover them too, yeah, we
Right.
had to cover that school.
It's kind of,
Thank you. Dr. Minetti?
I have nothing further.
Nothing? Mr. Solicitor? Okay. I don't have anything. I just want to officially welcome Dr. Minetti since I missed her first meeting
Thank you.
last month. That's it. Next public meeting is October 17th, 2019. Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion adjourned, second.
Thank you.